So guys, the next song is RM four. I'm pretty sure it's Forgetful, but it has the E taken out, so Forged Full. Forged Full.
And this is with Kim Sawol.
Kim Sawol. Okay.
Let's get back into this, guys. Let's go.
1, 2. 어제 일을 찾고 잊어요. 난 오늘도 잘 모르는데 어제 나를 찾고 잊어요. 난 고작 26인데 yeah, yeah. 왜 기억하지 못하냐 해요. 내 친구들 서운해해요. 미안해 생각이 참 많아요. 내 메모리가 모자라요.
So I'm already feeling like this is more of like a love song.
Time.
Yeah, like a past love. Because I mean, he was mentioning like, how can I figure out who I was yesterday? Like maybe like how sometimes when
6 years old.
Yeah, but like how sometimes like for example when you're in a relationship with somebody and you guys break up for a real specific meaning, like you're just like that really hurt me, or this really, you did this to me and I really can't forget about that. But then sometimes we go to sleep and then we wake up the next day and we forget about those things.
Yeah.
You know, we've all been there. Like we've all been in a relationship where we shouldn't have stayed in for as long as we have. I know I have definitely.
Oh, yeah. I think we all have.
Yeah, we've all done that. You know, where we forget yesterday.
Another, we all have fortunately have experienced that, you know, relationship that prolonged itself, and you know you just stay in it because you're either comfortable. Or you know, you just think,
or you don't want to be alone sometimes,
or you think things are gonna change, but it's always the same.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate part about a lot of relationships. You know, guys, a lot of the times that we hold on to things, they end up hurting us more than if we would have let them go. So let's get back into it. Bring it back a little bit, just so we can kind of get that guitar going back in again, because that's a beautiful guitar, and I'm assuming it's RM playing the guitar. So let's get back into this.
미안해 생각이 참 많아요. 내 메모리가 모자라요. 수많은 가시들과 오고야만 아침과 각자의 방식들로 스스로 마취해가요. yeah, yeah.
좋아요. 어차피 다시 간 문제예요. 너도 그게 필요할걸요.
Yo, beautiful voice on Miss Kim Sawol, bro. Like, that is a gorgeous, gorgeous voice. I'm not gonna lie, I know you don't watch anime, but this is giving me really big, like, anime outro vibes, where, like, all the main characters are kind of, like, walking on their own path, and, like, you know, you got different stuff going on. But yeah, I really, wow, that's a beautiful thing. And I love it when people do like the little whistle breaks. Those are always so much fun to me. Let's go back to the beginning.
I was gonna speak about it. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna let them do their thing.
Yeah, right. You're like, I almost don't want to stop it. You know what I mean? Like, it just sounds so great. And that's why I feel so bad. But that's why we're bringing it back a little bit, guys. So let's get back into this.
공원에 가지 않으면 돼요. 나 자연의 색이 좋아요. 어차피 다시 간 문제예요. 너도 그게 필요할걸요. yeah. 어릴 적 풀냄새 기억나요. 꽤나 세상스러울걸요. 그래요 그냥 잊고 살아요. 여기 모두가 바본걸요. 수많은 가시들과 오고야 많은 아침과 각자의 방식들로 스스로를 마치해가요.
I gotta say, I really love RM's vernacular in this. Like the anesthetize is like it's a really intricate word, but that essentially means like to anesthesia somebody. So like you're putting it to sleep, you're putting it to rest, you're putting it to bed. And this is a lot of this is getting me to think about the fact of like, again, it goes back to what we were saying earlier, where it's like we have this pain, we have this all these like feelings that we like to try and bury inside of ourselves. We try to lay to rest, we try to anesthetize in order to put them to sleep. because we don't like them. We want to think about the good things in life. We want to think about this. We want to think about that. And this kind of a song that reminds us that. But those things help make you who you are.
Exactly.
They help you move forward. They help build you and help create the person that you are.
Just keep moving.
You gotta keep moving. You know what I mean? Like even with the bad and the good, you gotta take both of them. And I really like the part where she's just like think about like, have you ever had that moment where you like something reminded you, like it's like the nostalgia feeling when she was like, oh, it's like the smell of the grass when you were a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, do you remember being a kid and like everything was so fresh, and everything was so brand new, and everything was so
because you're just entering life.
You're just entering life, and there's nothing bad happening to you yet. You know, you haven't had that
no,
sorrow
no bills,
and that
no stress,
yeah,
no problems.
exactly. And that time in your life.
Being a kid.
Obviously, not everybody went through that kind of a childhood. So again, if you didn't, I'm very sorry for that. But you can always still go back to it and re-enjoy that and feed that soul and feed that child.
Like speaking of my childhood, I don't know if this has any correlation at all, but you know, I loved like going to the park, enjoying nature, and like
oh yeah,
I would go. I remember there was this like park. I think it's called Reese Park. Is in pretty much the Brickyard part of Chicago. And I would go up the hill and just literally just roll down the hill, and I would just enjoy that.
Oh yeah. For me in Blue Island was Memorial Park. You know,
yeah.
You know Memorial Park had those huge hills and stuff like that. I remember being a kid. And it's so great because I have a 7-year-old daughter, and I remember like her growing up. She like seeing her smile and seeing her enjoy those things the same way that I did would make my heart swell and just be like, I'd be
it's
like,
just the little things you appreciate.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
You appreciate those then, especially looking back at it now, you know.
Yes. Whereas nowadays, us being older and us kind of having the understanding of what life truly is, we kind of forget those small little happy things. But we have to, you know, in a certain way, we can't let those things die inside of us. Whether they're good or bad, we can't let those things die. Always love and appreciate those things because they are beautiful things. But I have to say, I did want to mention the fact that his vernacular and his lyric writing is astounding and phenomenal.
No, yeah, definitely.
하는 아침과 각자의 방식들로 스스로를 마치해가요. Yeah.
It reminds me of a movie, The Whistle. I can't remember what.
You know, it reminds me of the whistling.
Show.
It reminds me of the whistling. Remember the old school Robin Hood, like the animated Robin Hood, where Robin Hood was a fox? And dude, come on, you have to remember. And there was that guy. There was the guy. He was a rooster, and he would whistle. And he had this song where he would whistle. Robin Hood. I'm gonna look it up real quick. I'm gonna look it up real fast. Stop! Don't do that.
The whistling, I think, reminds me of. Isn't there an intro to MASH?
Maybe, but I'm referring to Robin Hood whistle song. This one. It reminds me of this one, like where it's a really feel good thing. This one. Hopefully you guys can hear this.
Well, we folks of the animal kingdom have our own version. It's the story of what really happened in Sherwood Forest.
Here we go. No, you remember that one? Oh, dude. Oh yeah, man. That was one of my favorite movies growing up.
I think it was the Andy Griffith Show, actually.
Oh, the Andy Griffith Show? Here, let's see. This reminds Chris of. Yes, guys.
Does anyone remember the show? I remember it coming on like
he's showing his age very heavily. No.
WCIU or something like that.
Yes, good music, and that's essentially just like a way of explaining that, like, you know, music sometimes goes beyond words. Sometimes it's just sound. Sometimes it's just the sound of something that reminds you of something and makes you think of a better time. You know. So let's get back into this.
많은 가시들과 오고야 많은 아침과 각자의 방식들로 스스로 마치해가요. Yeah. 나는 na 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 na.
Just harmonize.
Na 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 na.
Hey, all right. Another great song, RM featuring Kim Sawol. They had a really great harmonization together, man. That was really great. Again, it gave me a lot of memories, a lot of things, guys. Make sure you guys put in the comments section below what it reminded you of, because this was a very beautiful song. Yeah. I really like that chorus. It's a very beautiful meaning behind it. Again, and again, RM doesn't necessarily write the most complex lyrics in the world. He has some really great like verbiage in it, but he doesn't write the most complex lyrics in the world. And that's I think there's beauty in that. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be something that like
also probably trying to like connect the dots with the masses. You know,
yes.
So that way we understand what he's speaking of. So he doesn't really want to get too complex, but also his verbiage, like that word you said.
Anticize,
right? I feel like that's not everybody's gonna know what that meant.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm here for, guys. All right, I read a lot of books. No, I'm just kidding. No, but yeah, that is definitely a really great point. I think this is much more of like the idea of him just getting down to his roots and who he is as a person and relating to everyone else around him. Because again, a lot of times I think we think that artists and people who are famous are above us or something like that, but he's just like, no, man, I'm a human being.
He's just a human, just like you and I and everybody else.
And he has those days where he wakes up and there's thorns, and then the mornings that just keep following after one another. They find a way to anesthetize themselves. And I think there's beauty in that kind of an idea. Again, another really great song by RM. This is Forged to Full.
And this is back-to-back artists that we haven't listened to. So
yes.
This is our first
Sawol, and our first time listening to Kim Sawol. Kim Sawol, dude, her voice is gorgeous, breathtakingly gorgeous. I love those really soft, beautiful voices like that, man. They're my favorite thing. And again, and this song gave me really big like anime outro vibes. Like I could definitely see it in like the end of an anime. Without a doubt.
RM has a great selection of artists that he selected for this particular album specifically. So shout out to RM for having all these amazing features, and shout out to all the amazing features for being on the album of Indigo. So